Hello, Pauper people. Today we start in a different way with respect to the usual uh, videos. I received multiple comments basically saying that my videos are too long. I should be able to make them faster. I don't know yet how to cut the silence, but of course, was not being a tier one, I understand that people want something different. So let's try to split the league video in two videos. The first one, we start with the meta-analysis. You see here in the screen the common matchlog file that was originally developed by Matonical and then updated by Walker, where I tracked my matches since the beginning of July. You see, starting from 7th of July in League. We have about 58% win rate, but I went through multiple variations. At the beginning, for the first few weeks, I were really around 50. We are covering about 250 or so matches. I cannot play much uh, being old. These are 7 weeks, so it's yeah, something uh, in the range of more or less one league per week, including uh, stops, vacations, etc. Anyway, why I want to show you this? Because in the right part of the graph, we have the meta that I met in those 250 matches. And it's more or less like expected. Of course, since it's spread over 7 weeks, it's not the instantaneous meta, but we see as expected that the top deck is Guttersnipe Red or Mono Red Madness. Then there are a lot of red decks. Then I have this brew category that means that often in leagues you find brews, so decks which are not tier experimental. I wanted not to have to find a name for all of them and just to see how often I found them. Then there are mono blue fairies, wolf spy, white Winnie, which for a time at least was very popular in league, Jund, mono blue terror, gardens, etc. etc. The important thing to look at is this column here, which is the match win percentage. As you see, we have reasonably good matchups, except against Gutterstype Red. Wolf Spy is actually close to 50-50. I lost the first, I think, 4 matchups where before I started having something set for them, and then I'm slightly positive. Jund is very bad, around 30%. So basically, both Guttersnipe Red, Guttersnipe can be maximum 40%. So we win two matches in 5. Jund, if we are lucky, we win 1 in 3. And Gardens is even worse, between 1 in 4, 1 in 3. All the rest is really positive. So I would like to do something to tackle at least 1 or 2 of these matchups. Another important thing to see is that, like for many combo decks, if we look at the pre-board win percentage versus the post-board win percentage, we see that actually we tend to have almost always a lower post-board win percentage, meaning that it's much easier for our opponent to side against us than vice versa. This is because, as being a combo, if we put in sideboard cards, we are most likely becoming our combo less effective. While instead, if the opponents draw their cards, they are probably able to stop our combo better. So what that means? That we should not side a lot of cards, especially against the bad matchups. There are very few matchups where the sideboard seems to be very important, where and are the blue decks, mono blue fairies, basically because we can bring in standard bearers as scattershot archers, probably terror, and that's it. Probably the other combo decks can be affected. You see, X-Proof, we get better after sideboard. Elves, they are not really combo decks, but they function in a similar way. and High Tide, for example, which is one of our very bad matchups, but I luckily didn't meet so often. We basically lose game one, except if we are on the play and have the turn for kill, but we tend to be better post-board due to the little bit of interaction that we can place. Funny enough, the only 0% that we have is against walls combo that I faced only 4 times, and I was always incredibly outdrawn by my opponent. So we are now going to go to the standard deck list section because how do we want to try to tackle this thing? We want to put not too many cards, very effective against the bad matchups. What I want to try today is this. That is a kind of standard version of the deck that I've been playing for the last few weeks, which is based on 13 lands, 1 Crystal Grotto, Beast Rider Vanguard, and the various 2 casting cost defenders. This because I wanted to have reasonable amount of length, still have in hands, but I trimmed one down, and a relatively good curve. If we display by pile, we see that we have a healthy amount of 1 and 2 casting cost spells. And we go back to the card view. The card draw suite, except for the Beast Rider Vanguard, is 4 Winding Ways, 3 Lead the Stampedes. Basically, with respect to the latest version, I removed 1 ant and added 1 Winding Way. Then we have the usual DeckTech, and well, the rest is pretty normal. The let's say flex defenders that I love to use are Tinderwolves, due to mana cost being a mini ritual and allowing us a line that sometimes come up to be able to win, starting for a position where we do not have any current mana. This usually involves having a lot of green mana and a Tinderwolf, and a Shieldwall Sentinel. These allow us to fetch DeckTech, to play it with the red mana from Tinderwolf, and then usually play an Axebane and win from there. It's not super common, but it's something that happens, and I like to have it. The other flex slots are the Crushing Drawbridges and the Vine Trellis. Crushing Drawbridges, both of them, first of all, because they are 0/4. That is really important in the format, to be able to block, survive a bolt, and then they have good, let's say, side abilities, meaning the haste given by drawbridge is very important sometimes, can allow turn 3 kills. Vine Trellis is a sort of defender elf. Its role is very similar to the one of Wall of Ruth, that is faster, because Wall of Ruth technically costs only 1 mana and provides always 2 mana, 1 in our turn and 1 in their turn, but it shrinks very fast. So these at the moment are my preference. The, let's say, most flex slot of all is the Vine Trellis. To be noted that we have 2 Orochis. Now we go to the sideboard, where we try 3 pack cards, basically aiming as at the beginning to just switch them for generous sense. So against Guttersnipe, we try to play 3 Hydroblast. We do not care about Guttersnipe because it's too slow. It's not a creature, so it's not a combo with Winding Way, but the matchup is so bad that we need to try to see if we can kill the Guttersnipe or another spell. Against Jund, we go with this, which is the ultimate solution to the removal. Mask of Flowing Grace, 1 white, target creature is an aura, target creatures gains protection for red and green. Meaning that, again, we remove the ants because we don't even need vandals against Jund. If we land one of these on an Axebane or any other key creature, it becomes immortal. They have no way to remove it. It doesn't mean we are going to win, but again the matchup is so bad that we want to try something. Minimum amount of cards, stick to our plane, uh, especially if in this case we are the beatdown. Let's say we have to go fast against Jund. While, for example, against Gutter Snipe is a sort of 50-50, where the trump card is so much better that we want to have something reactive. Finally, against a lot of other matchups, I want to try, mostly for fun, Last Rites, High Tide, Walls Combo, Wall Spy, whatever. We can discard their end, or we can often be better than them at rebuilding. So it's something that I tried in one copy in a few cases, and it seems always very good, so I want to try it. Then we have the rest of the normal sidebar. Against fairies, we need at least 3 scattershot archers. Fairies is a 50-50 matchup, so even with the archers, so it's important to have them. Then we have a couple of standard bearers against multiple decks, especially elves. They could be useful, and a single Masked Vandal, mainly as a enchantment kill, meaning if there is something that we might need in the long game to remove, typically I'm thinking to a Journey to Nowhere. We don't need to remove it immediately, but if we do remove it, we might probably win. We keep one just in case. We could play another spell in that slot, but I want to see if there is any virtue in cleaning. There is very little affinity, so we don't need anymore so many vandals. Of course, it can be used in theory against affinity to blow their first breach. So that's it. This video will continue with the first 2 matches of the league, and then the second part we will see how the league gets. I hope you enjoyed this format with the meta-analysis, at least in this form, and a different, more extended deck, and the matches will be divided. See you what happens. See you again, and let's see what happens in match 1. Match 1 against NMC. That is a name I recently met. I cannot remember what they were on, but I think I lost, so no good vibes. I think we are mulliganing this hand. We have. I really don't like to have to rely on turn 2 winding ways if I'm not forced to. So I think one mulligan we can afford. We get a somewhat worse hand, but it's fine. We are going to bottom the end. Opponent is also mulliganing. Okay, they are on rally, which is not too bad. It will be very important them not to kill our Quirion. But it's not meant to be, because we wanted to play one of the Shieldwall Sentinels turn. The next turn, so now we need to find something else or more lands. Okay, we find a good something else. So anyway, which is average. Of course, we've been to lead the Stampedes. Let's see if they kill also the Orochi, but I don't think so. They have the rally. We are going to block one of the... Oh man. We are going to block one of the humans. And okay. I think for mana reasons we just play these, hoping they do not have another bolt. Of course. uh, Next turn we are going to have infinite damages. Okay, but we get... So we're taking only 2 damages. Let's see if they have the Bushwalker. No, like, why not? Okay. So we are taking 4. Now we would need Aquarion, or... Okay, this is not bad, because we can go Shade Wall into Axebane. And theoretically taking only 3 damages. It will all depend on the possible additional bolt. Let's see. They had... Okay. 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 So we go for it. Let's hope. I don't think they have the bolt because they would have killed us. Okay. We are 1 up, mulliganing, and yeah, normal match. I mean, it was back and forth. So right now, what we are going to play for sure is the Vandal. Then we have the choice between the masks or the hydroblast, but I think in this case the masks are the way to go. We want to try them. We need a lot of blockers, so we are going to remove 1 each for the card draw spells. The Tuck that is not easy to play, and then we have or Drift or a Beast Rider Vanguard. I think that we keep the Drift because he's a best blocker. He's a better blocker. Okay, this hand is relatively good if they do not start with Tomb Raider. They are mulliganing to 5, which already is a good thing. But basically any red deck throws more cards than us. Okay, they did not find Tomb Raider. We did find a third land, which is something that we don't mind. Now they are going to probably have... oh, they find the Tomb Raider. They have only 1 land, apparently. Yeah, okay. So here we are not going to block. Next turn we are playing a lot of defenders. Which is indeed very good. Are they considering killing the Tindror? Yes, but we take them. take the mana, and we play a few additional battlements. Now we are going to block, no, oh yes, we are going to block with one of the battlements. Okay, 2 mana, so let's see what they do. Ah, Searing Blaze is super annoying. But we first of all start with lead. Okay. So we have quite a bit of defenders once again. The only problem is we have only one Axebane that is going to die, but they have only 3 cards in it. They reveal the furnace. Okay, now the fact that they did not kill the Axebane might mean they do not have it. But now let's see. Okay, their opponent will try this. Okay, so let's see if they have Pyro. That will be super wrong, I think, to side in, but maybe they don't have much to side in. And they do have the Pyro. And therefore, we are going to Shield was Sentinel. Into Drift. I'm thinking because drifting for Thunderwall or Saluli is not really doing much. I think we just lead. Sorry, not drifting. Drifting for reaping to get drift Saruli. Oh no, yes. Oh no. I don't think so. Not sure. Let's just lead. This might be a mistake. Okay, we do find infinite mana, but we now miss the kill card, and they might have an additional pyro, and not having wasted the reaping might be a good thing. In view of that, they just concede. Okay, we are 1 up, and we would have needed to wait 2 turns for the secret door. See you in match 2. Match 2 against Almighty Shank. We are on the draw. We have a hand that is not exalting but is capable, because we have Saruli to land Tinderwall. Oh man, we are against Spy most likely, so it's going to be a race. This game we are most likely losing. We go unless we can find a turn 3 kill, which seems not super easy. Okay, this is not bad. So next turn I think we're going to lead. There's no point in playing that in the, well, it depends on what we draw. Okay. So here we just lead. Okay. Then we do have the turn 4 kill. If we draw another queen, we might have the turn 3 kill. First of all, it depends on them having the lens. Okay, and now we see everything. They do not have the spy though, which is a good thing. They have all the lens, and they have only one turn to find the spy. Because what we're going to do is tuck, untap, play overgrown, tap, axebane, and then we are like, if we have another Quirion, we can win on the spot. We do not have it, so it's not going to change much. We are just developing. Wait. Because this gives 4, this gives 4. That is not enough for anything, but we just play the Vanguard to use the mana. We pass the turn. Next turn we can win. If instead we would have drawn another Quirion, we would have a 4, 1 for Quirion, untap, 7 total, and we go for the fruit. Okay, they drew a wall of fruit, so the first game is ours. Because we know the content of their hand. I think. They played the troll. But we are just going to win. So we play a wall. Let's see if they concede. Okay, they do. Okay, we are 1 up. In this case, what we are going to do is super easy. We bring in the last rights and we bring out the ends. Again, this is mostly to try the cards. We should be able to better recover for a last right from a last right, because even if we play it, last right is technically card disadvantage, meaning we use the last right itself plus a certain amount of cards to hopefully make them discard the same amount of cards. So in the best case, we are 1 card down, and we would really have liked in this place a end, even though the end is not super exciting. They are mulliganing as well. We are going to mulligan to 5. On the play, I think we are going to switch back to the normal configuration. We are mulliganing to 4. Okay, we do have the last rights, but we will not be able to have the cards to play it. Let's see. Cycle, they get the forest, and then they cycle again. No, sorry. Okay, we are one card out from a turn for kill, and this is a drift. I think opponent kept. Okay. Red return lead. Okay, they have only mana. So we have our own battlement going online first. We are actually going to probably attack and then untap. Next turn we are going to Axebane into Beast Rider. They go battlement probably, or Gatecraper first and then battlement. Okay. They have two unknown cards in hand. Let's hope one of them is not the Mesmeric Fiend. Okay. Because, funnily enough, it's better in this matchup to have the cards on board than... Okay, we do have the kill next turn. Which is the turn for kill starting from a mulligan to 4. If they do not kill us, they had it. It's okay, we can find something fast with the active Beast Rider. Okay, one card, so it's good because they are missing a lot of things apparently. We will keep this one in hand just in case we draw the last right. Okay. So we will be evil and first actually we will be practical. First we get another one and then we will get the insurance against it except a top deck. Beast Rider Vargan is so good at digging. We discard Aquarium. Done. Let's see what they have. And they had the spy. Good. So now they need to reap another Mesmeric Fiend. That, of course, can happen. But we don't have any more the kill because we had to lose the second ranger. They get only mana. Okay. They might concede early because we will have 7 mana but not for blue. Of course, assuming we draw a land. So they are going battlement, roots, Saruli, roots. They might be playing the Lotlet, but just attack. They have only one card. One creature, if I'm not wrong, yes. Fourteen mana? To do what? We know their hand. Ah, they have the Dread Return. So they're Dread returning the Spy. So they Lotlet for one, and then they try to Dread return suck in the Lotlet. They get the Spy, and they need to hope. I think they are not so close to winning like they are fearing. So they Dread return the Spy. Ah, because they want to play the from hand the giant, which is a good thing. But they whiff. Like, what happened? Ah, they just concede. Okay, let's see what we were going to draw. Crushing drawbridge, that would have probably been enough for the kill. Uh, Not really. Yeah, probably yes. Okay, we win also against the Wolf Spy, so we are 2-0. Let's see what happens in match 3.